Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Again, not that any of us ever left. Just gonna grab the video really quick and post it in a couple places, and then we will jump in. How's everyone doing tonight? All right. What can we say? Here we are again. The markets continue. Look at this. A $1 trillion market capitalization. And look at this rally. I mean, the entire asset class rallied from about 100 billion to 1 trillion in 10 months. In 10 months, it rallied up about 10x almost. This stream will probably be shorter than most, but we'll keep an eye on the Bitcoin dominance and see which way we head here, whether we head up or back down. Obviously, right now we are heading up, given Bitcoin's move, but it has a ways to go before it gets back to that bounce where it went back to 79.92. But we are on track. So we're currently at 37.5. The all-time high is 37,810 on Coinbase. The Ether, I'll switch this back to log. The Ether valuation is at 1221, and the all-time high, the local top, the all-time high is in the 1400s, but the local top is 1228.69. So, I mean, it's a crazy market, right? If I would say that the best way that this market feeling can be described would be end of 2017, early 2018. I haven't felt the market like this since the end, the last time, anyways, was the end of 2017, early 2018. We've had some nice moves, right? The 2019 pump was pretty amazing, but it pales into comparison, for what we're seeing here. Does anyone else agree with that? Do you agree with that the last time the market felt this exuberant was back in the end of the last, into 2017, early 2018? Frost says it's Bitcoin season, not alts. Doesn't really make much sense. I mean, they're all moving right now. In fact, if you look here, over the last day, Bitcoin's up 9-10%, 7 days 25%. Ether's up 58%, right? Cardano's up 70%. DOT is up 37%. Stellar is up 139%. Chainlink is up 47.77%. So the idea that this is Bitcoin season and not altcoin season simply is not true. It's more like it's crypto season, and everything, for the most part, seems to be going up. But But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is doing quite well, of course, but some of the main cryptos are putting in massive gains right now. I mean, Cardano 70%, Stellar 140%. Saeed said it, altcoin season. That's what we should call it. Instead of altcoin season, we should call it altcoin season. A few alts may be doing better. I mean, let's just look. I mean, even XRP is. I mean, there's Litecoin, which is up more over 7 days. Cardano's up more over 7 days. Dot's up more over 7 days. Even Bitcoin Cash is. Stellar is. Chainlink is. Binance Coin is not. EOS is up more over 7 days. So is Theta. VeChain is up more. Crypto.com coin is up more. Uniswap is up more. Cosmos is up more. I mean, you got on the list. Like, it's not just a few. Dogecoin is up 122%. SNX 62%. Maker 80%. IOTA 30%. ETC 32. Whatever the hell this token is, 60. Compound is up 16%. That's not just a few, right? It's not, I mean, look at all these. These are 36%, 61, 50%, 51%, 130%, 27, 25, 14, 36, 22, 97, 21, 31. This is not just a few coins. Alright, I need to go and put on slow mode before we get people spamming the same stuff. So is everyone feeling euphoric yet? I'm not trying to discredit Bitcoin by any means, right? I mean, majority of my position is Bitcoin, but to say that only a few altcoins are moving is just simply not true. It's just not true. You just look at the data and you can see that most of the coins in the top 50 are performing, over the last week anyways, are performing better than Bitcoin. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them are. I mean, if we were to go down even further, there's a lot down here that are all. I mean, a lot of the entire market is appreciating, right? I mean, you're seeing a lot of 25s, 30s, 40%, a lot of 40%, 50%, 30s, 37, 63, 64. It's the entire market. Someone says not euphoric until I can retire. As someone who has lived through many of these, you know, portfolio valuations can fluctuate wildly during times like this, and by a lot. I mean, depends on how much you have in there, but they can fluctuate wildly. So Bitcoin's at 37.6. Ether's at 12.20. Maybe we'll see a $1,300 Ether. We're not going to stay on the stream that long today. ADA is still killing it at 34 cents. So it's still just moving up, right? And this is a minute time frame, but it's just moving up, right? Moving up pretty quickly. obviously I'm just drawing it through the middle of the data, not like a bottom or a top. If it keeps going up this at that rate, we'll be at 40 cents in 862 minutes. Link is back to 17. Well, Link is back at 17, so that'll be one we want to keep an eye on too. Someone says, Ben, I want to buy Bitcoin easy button. That existed for the last 2.5 years. I'm not sure that we're going to get a movement by Ether tonight. I mean, if we get a movement by Ether, it probably would just be because Bitcoin is dragging it up, and Bitcoin's going to if Bitcoin's going to 40K, or like 38, 39K or something, then maybe we would see a movement by Ether. But I don't think Ether is going to imminently move until Bitcoin at least gives us a few hours. I don't know why you feel like Ether is underperforming. I mean, I sort of know. I guess I sort of know what you mean, because, if Bitcoin is closing in on twice its all-time high, and Ether is not even at its all-time high, maybe a $1,400 Ether will come when we get a $40,000 Bitcoin. I don't know. Poor Bob's got some advice. He says, if this is, and a fitting username, I guess, if this is your first time around, listen to me. Don't watch your profits burn away in flames. Sell some. This is, I mean, it's generally good advice, right? Everyone's good at buying crypto. But when it comes to selling, everyone's pretty stubborn, because when you go through these euphoric phases, the price just goes up every day. And it can last for weeks, right? This can go on for weeks before we see things come back down to earth. But as anyone who lived through 2018 can attest to what it's like to watch this type of a market, and what will come later. It's not like, I mean, of course, Bitcoin might not have as big of a crash, right? But a lot of the altcoins that are going up 40 to 50% a day, that's not ultimately going to be sustainable, right? It's simply not going to be sustainable for all of these altcoins. So just think about that. Yeah. Chicken Ball 18 says he saw his Ethereum go from $1,400 to $90. Take some profits. Joe says he made 7K back then after seeing 60K in profits. There's been a couple people that say I have a blurry screen. Is that true? Does the screen look blurry for everyone, or is it just that one person? Remember to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Someone says he went all the way from 8K to 250K and then back to 8K. Someone says I could buy a camera for my live streams. Yeah, maybe I should get a better camera. The camera I'm currently using is it's like a Logitech Brio. I think it costs like $200. But just think, if I had put that $200 into Bitcoin back when I bought this camera, that would have been like worth like $2,000 now. Does anyone else, like, when you're at the store and you're like gonna buy something expensive, you always think, oh, that would cost this much Bitcoin? Like, you think about it in your mind. I mean, another option too is we don't even need the camera, right? You guys don't even need to see me theoretically. We could just have the screen as well. A Alex says he bought $500 worth of Stellar at 1 cent, watched it go to $1, and back down to a few pennies. Have you guys seen that meme? I don't remember what it is. But it's like it's like the guy, and he's like, doesn't want to spend money on groceries, but oh, $500 to Bitcoin, like, just put the money out. All right, I know we're not really doing anything useful here. Um, we've done all the short term, we've done all the little short term price predictions. At this point, it would become fairly redundant. I feel like we should just let the market ride for a little bit. Maybe just for fun, we'll pull up the 1 second Bitcoin chart, give some people some anxiety. Okay, I'll try to find the meme. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it though. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. Someone called this the anxiety chart. We'll see how the Ether Bitcoin ratio is still doing okay. We haven't had an Ether Bitcoin rally in like 2 days, so I'm guessing a lot of us are starting to get anxious here. I like the Bitcoin crashing comments. That 1 second chart will get you. Let's take a look at ADA. I've been fascinated by ADA's move recently. Do I think Bitcoin will run out of steam shortly and come back down to earth? I mean, yes, theoretically, but I would have said the same thing at 20K, would have said the same thing at 30K. You know, it's one of those things where we simply just don't know how high it will run. Could go to 40K, could go to 50K. We really don't know how high it'll run before it comes down to earth. Yeah, did you guys notice right after my live stream earlier, the price of Bitcoin like shot up like literally right when I ended the stream? Like it was like 2 minutes after I ended the stream. Dot's still chilling around $10, so we haven't really seen any movement from Dot in a few days. Yeah, we did reach the $1 trillion market cap. Someone says they want to hear the my 4-year-olds buy Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin.
Not financial advice, of course. Um, how will this affect lengthening cycle theory? Well, I mean, let's go to the daily time frame. I mean, if we end up making it all the way to if we go to like 100K or something in a month or two, then yeah, I mean clearly it's not playing out how I thought it would, right? Um, Another thing to consider is if it does go to if it does end up peaking this early, right? If it ends up peaking this early in the market cycle, then I mean that'll have been 3 years between peaks, right? That'll have been 3 years if that were to happen. So, I mean, I think ultimately, before we can draw any specific conclusions, we have to give this a few more weeks and see what happens, right? Because it's either going to keep going up or it's probably going to turn around at some point. I sincerely doubt it's just going to go sideways, right? Like it's not. I don't think it's just going to go sideways. It's either going to keep going up or it's gonna turn around sharply, and it's just a matter of how high up it will go before it turns around. So we just don't know yet how high it's going to go. Yeah, we've talked about the idea of it maybe being a mix, or potentially like the 2013 cycle. We talked about that in a few videos like a week or two ago, and drawing some of the similarities there. Uh, we'll see if that plays out, right? We'll see if that plays out or not. It's obviously too early. It's too early to know if we're going to have a double peak cycle. Um, what, or if it's like a triple peak cycle, or if maybe it's just going to defy everyone's expectations and then just peak now and then go into a year bear market, right? I mean, imagine if that happened. Imagine if it went to 100K in the short term and then spent the rest of 2021 going down. I don't think that'll happen, but again, um, what I think does not always necessarily play out. The dominance has gone back up a little. It's back to 69.12. We'll see if it's maybe turning back around here or not. Someone says he sold half of his stack of Ethereum at 1.4K per coin. I don't think so. Ethereum's not trading at 14K yet, or 1400. I mean. Remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. I'm not going to talk about them yet, but there are some stocks I have my eyes on that I'll probably put some of the crypto profits into. But it's time to, right now is the time to focus on crypto, not get too distracted with other markets, I think. I mean, crypto is what is hot right now. Yeah, so there have been some, let me find, so this chart here, or this table shows the top crypto gainers and losers today. So Nano is, and this is in the top 100. So this is in the top 100. So Nano is a coin actually that I talked about a long time ago, actually. Let me see here. Yeah, we'll talk about Stellar in a little bit. So the coins that are in the top 100 that have had the best 24 hours, Nano at 112%, S&T at 99, and Stellar at 68, Maker 54, Cardano's here at number 10. Chainlink's number 17. Where's Ethereum? Maybe Ethereum. So Ethereum's number 30 at 12%. I think we'll have proper alt season? I mean, I think every alt season is going to be slightly less than the prior one, right? Just by the idea of diminishing returns and people not following for the necessarily the same stuff exactly to the same degree each time. No, I do not plan on releasing my own cryptocurrency. There's already enough garbage altcoins on the market. We don't need another. Sorry, I'm not very talkative. I think I'm losing my voice. Of course, when we go on stream, the market stops moving, and when we go off it, it'll start moving. So, figure out your plans now, because whenever I go off stream, that's when the market typically moves. BBQ coin? Yeah, maybe I'll just go to sleep in the chair and you guys keep things at bay while I sleep. Yeah, Ether Bitcoin has kind of studied out here. 3 days in a row with little movement. It's basically been going sideways for 3 days. Which is good. I mean, Bitcoin has been going up the last 3 days, so if Ether Bitcoin is staying constant, then Ether's keeping pace with Bitcoin. If you need to get in touch with me, you can go through my website. You can find a link to that in the description below. Go to the contact page. I feel like has anyone in the chat gotten a good night's sleep since 2020? What are my thoughts on NFTs? Actually, I think we're probably going to talk about NFTs some this year. I was planning on already talking about them, but with the markets going insane, there's really not much we can do other than just look at these charts. You know what the worst thing right now is if you wake up early, like if you go to sleep and then you happen to like wake up early for whatever reason, like a lot of times I wake up because my 2-month-old wakes up, and if it's like, if I wake up super early and I make the mistake of checking the prices, I can't go back to sleep at that point, right? You just, it's so hard to go back to sleep because you go to sleep and then you wake up and you see like all the coins you hold are up like 30% or something, and then your mind just starts racing, right? It starts racing. Yeah, we can sleep during the bear market. That's true. And if you make a lot of money now, then you'll be able to sleep even better during the bear market. Sometimes it's fun to switch this off log and just look at that. And I mean, I know it doesn't really do it justice because you could come over here and zoom in and show a similar type thing, right? Like that. But it's still just somewhat fascinating to look at that chart. Um, Anyways, let's zoom in here. Let's look at, say, the minute chart and see what Ethereum's doing. It's been trending down for the last... Let's take a look. It's been trending down for the last 37 minutes, and I started the stream 37 minutes ago. So, the bin indicator works again. All right. ADA is not too far away from flipping Litecoin. It's not too far. Honestly, I might call it soon. I'm pretty tired. If I go to sleep now, I can actually get a decent night's sleep. Yeah, we had the 1 second chart up earlier. The anxiety chart. We'll see what tomorrow holds. If you guys want to continue the party, remember we do have a Telegram channel, almost 12,000 people, so you guys can check that out. We'll put it in the chat. There's also the premium list. You guys can check that out, intothecryptoverse.com. I think that'll wrap it up. I think we're gonna call it short tonight. A 38-minute stream. Prices aren't really doing much at the moment. I mean, I literally mean like the moment. But I mean, since we came on stream 38 minutes ago, Ether's just been coming back down from the top at 1229, 1228. So maybe when I leave, that'll let the gates open. We'll obviously want to keep an eye on ADA as well because it's been moving up. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. Look at that. Look at this trend for ADA. I'm just gonna draw this line and go to sleep, and then I'm gonna come back in the morning. So this will be that'd be 6 hours. So we'll come back in the morning and see what ADA's doing. We'll see if we follow this line or if we trail off. Bitcoin's doing the exact same thing for the last, what, 10 hours or so. So if it keeps going up at that rate, which, I mean, it probably won't, but if it did, maybe along that line. Ether isn't really moving as much, and not quite as much. Yeah, I own a little bit of this coin, not as much as I guess I would like to at this point, but I do own a little bit of it, and it has had a pretty impressive day. I mean, since January 2nd, it's up almost 250%. I mean, it'd be very, very dubious to get in now, but that's a pretty impressive move by Stellar. All right, I think we'll wrap it up there. If you guys like the content, subscribe. Let's go for 85,000 subscribers. Give the video a thumbs up, and we'll continue this tomorrow. We'll see ya.